Today, as part of Lizard Week, we're doing the Leopard Gecko.
I am the snake artist, and my mission in life is to get people to appreciate art and wildlife.
Thanks, Llama, for requesting the Leopard Gecko. Get your pencils and paper. We're going to do a sort of a fairly easy beginner intermediate version of how to draw the Leopard Gecko.
We're going to start off with some basic shapes. I'm doing an oval here. That's going to be the body. I'm going to do an oval there for the head. Here I'm going to do a big thick bracket, two of them together. See, the outside one curves a bit more because this is going to be the tail. It's going to be a thick tail on it. I'm going to make a bit of a snout here. You can see what I'm doing, I'm just sort of carving in, adding bits. So I'm connecting the head and the body together, working out where the legs are going to be. I'm going to put top of the leg there, bottom part of the leg there, and here's the arm, top and bottom of the arm. I'm going to put a leg up here and another leg here. I've changed my mind here. I'm going to make this leg go back a bit. So the outside legs are spread out, the inside legs are spread in. You know how lizards walk? Of course you do. You watch lizards all the time. They're great, aren't they? Now, just shaping the head a little bit more. And so you put all these shapes down, then you just sort of like carve into them a bit. You change them. You just make them suit the drawing. But it's just good to have something down to start with as a guideline. That's where the hips are. So put two lines in there. And that's just under the hips, that's where the tail is. Now, the eye is going to be about there. So I'm going to put the opposite eye there, and a bit of an eye there. And this front eye has to be slightly bigger than the other one, even though the other one, we're sort of seeing the back of it. I'm shaping the snout a little bit more. So you can see I just constantly make corrections. Make a bit of a smile because he's a happy lizard. It's good to do happy lizards, isn't it? Bottom lip there. Bottom jaw. I have to thicken that out a bit. See, again with corrections. You start with something, a few shapes, and then you correct them. Thicken that out a bit too. And that's why you draw very lightly, so you can go over a little bit heavier, so you know where you are each time. Right, yeah. Toes down here. So the toes, got like a thumb, three sort of larger fingers, and a little finger. So that's pretty easy to remember, isn't it? Because the thumb and the little finger are sort of the same. Whereas the three bigger fingers are a little bit bigger. Let's darken that up a bit for you, so you can see. And put a little bend in one of the fingers. So here again, I put the two little fingers in, I'm going to put three larger fingers in the middle there. I call them fingers because to me lizards are fun because they've got little elbows, little hands. Sort of got the same as we do. Now, here we've got a funny toe that goes out that way a bit. Another one there, so similar to the hands. On the feet, we've got like a long skinny toe, slightly smaller, and smaller again. So you can sort of see the four toes together. You've got smaller, slightly larger, and then a funny thumb thing. So keep that in mind, that they sort of go from, each one just goes a little bit bigger than the other one, or a little bit smaller than the other one. They gradiate down. So I'm going to make that toe bend a bit. We're going to have the long toe up here, slightly smaller again, and smaller again. And that's our toes. Just going to shape his leg a little bit more. Just sort of looking at the same sizes. And now I'm just darkening up a few lines. Giving the little elbow creases. Now the tail, I'm going to do a curved bracket here. They've got this tail that looks like it's in segments. So that's sort of like my guide. I'm sort of going inside the curve. These brackets come closer together, and outside they fan out a little bit. See that? Bigger there, smaller there. I have to continue this around. I'll put a few guide ones in there. There we go. Might have to even those out. Now here on the outside, see what I'm doing here? Just a little bit of a curvy bit coming out there. I'll have to make that more even. Because I want each one to look like a segment coming out, like they all slot into each other. A bit like armour. A wiggly tip of the tail. And up here as well. The tail's a big feature on the leopard gecko. Amazing tails. So I don't know if that looks right. I'm going to slim him out there a bit. The body's not looking quite right. Is that right? Not sure. He's slimming out here too. That's starting to look better, I think. So I may have started with ovals, but I just keep chipping away at them until I get what I think looks right. Little bracket there in the eye. I'll put like a little white patch there where it's shiny. Maybe not round, maybe just, yeah, this little dark bit behind. And a bit of thing. Don't want to interfere with his smile too much. Yes, that's looking about right. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get a paintbrush and ink it. So that's sort of like the beginner, intermediate, how to draw. The next is sort of decorating it. I'm going to use more traditional art tools like paintbrushes and nibs. But if you've got, maybe thick and thin pens you can join on. I didn't actually put in the ear because it's going to be covered in dots. So I'm going pretty much around the outside with a thicker line. Some of the fingers I'm just going under where the shade is. Speeding this up because, you can sort of do this later. So there's my thick brush coming in with a thinner nib pen now. Again, you might use a thinner pen if you haven't got nibs. Move a few lines here and there. Now I'm going to put the dots on, again with the paintbrush. So I'll put a couple of stripes on the neck there. Put rows of dots down the back. And there's a couple of areas where there's just sort of clusters of spots. And all down the tail here. And now I'm just doing lots and lots of dots close together. It's called stippling. And when you see I've put them close together, they build up a tone. So you can see it's like a grey tone there. Takes a while, it's just dot, 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 dot. I've just sped this up because it could be a boring video if I don't. Now I'm also putting little tiny circles around the side, under the legs, side of the body, see? Circles. Putting dots between the circles, putting dots between the spots. Leaving the underbelly fairly white. A few dots here and there. See, it gives it a nice sort of a tone. Dots and spots and the occasional little circle. Next I'm going to put some lines underneath for shading, and where it comes close to the body it's going to be just a little bit darker. And finally I sign it, and there's our leopard gecko.
And that was how to draw the leopard gecko. I hope you guys are enjoying Lizard Week. There's going to be more lizards. Why are you laughing? What?
Lizard Week.
You like lizards, don't you?
I love them.
Okay. And continuing. And so, there's going to be much more lizard videos coming up soon.